Flying. Until we develop teleportation, it's the fastest way to travel long distances on the Earth. Though driving is okay if you're going between Andover, Amesbury, and Salisbury, and trains are okay if you're going between somewhere in Switzerland and somewhere else in Switzerland, there are countless journeys that can only realistically be done by flying. Airlines act as a bridge from St. Kitts to Bridgetown and are crucial if you want to.
I'll be in Beijing, opening up new pork markets.
Airlines connecting these routes are very important, and they come in many flavors. Budget airlines, bad airlines, cheap airlines, not actually cheap because you pay extra for everything airlines, delayed airlines, airlines you should not fly, and Ryanair. Oh, sorry, I just realized those are all the same. Of all these many types of airline, not all airlines are like that, right? Of all these many types of airline, one stands out. Airlines you have likely never heard of. But to explain, we need to explain the geography of Canada. This is what you subscribed for. It's country geography. Canada is very big and very north. The vast majority of the Canadian population lives in the south, as the north is very cold and very not warm. To get to and around the tiny villages of northern Canada, you have a few terrible options. Option 1 is driving. The issue with that is the terrain is quite unsuitable for roads, and the distances are very far. There are also not enough people or enough anything to justify the world's emptiest freeway. Okay, so that doesn't work. What about trains? We're not in Switzerland anymore. No trains. Ferries? 2 issues with that. First, a lot of these places are inland, and it's infamously hard to use boats on land. Second, ice. Yes, it is cold. Okay, so there's no serving these communities with anything. So the only option is weird, unknown airlines. Air Inuit, Air North, Air Tindy, Bearskin Airlines, Calm Air, Canadian North, North Right Air, Northwestern Air, Provincial Airlines, Thunder Airlines, Transwest Air, and Wasaya Airways. This also happens in Alaska, but that's not the topic of this video, so we will ignore Alaska. Some of these airlines have hubs in major cities in Canada, like Calm Air in Winnipeg. Others have them in local small cities, like Air Tindy in Yellowknife, while others just put their hubs in small towns, like Wasaya in Sioux Lookout. If you ever find yourself in northern Saskatchewan and want to get to Uranium City, the only option is to fly Transwest Air. Transwest Air actually just recently merged with Westwind Air, and now the new airline is called Rise Air. From Stony Rapids to get there. At least you're more likely to know those towns than my channel. These airlines may seem to be just small and unimportant, and for most of the world, they are. But for the people who live in these villages, these airlines can be their only way to get anywhere. These flights are literally the only connection these people have with the world. If it was not for the bizarre situation of having these airports for towns like Muskrat Dam, with a population of less than 300 people, the inhabitants of these communities would be fully cut off from the rest of Canada and the world. These airlines are actually some of the most important in the world to those they serve.